front of you, there's a little card, and it says the anatomy of a website. So I actually have handouts. If you didn't get them, will the gentleman in the back stand up? He can give you one. But we are technologytherapy.com. And you can also follow me on Twitter. I'm twitter.com/techtherapist.
The name of my blog is Creative Times, and the address is creativetimes.blogspot.com. And also for folks who how many people here, just raise your hand, are interested in starting a blog, either personal or business? Okay. Blogger is while not the most technically savvy way to start, is a very friendly, easy way to start blogging. So I'm actually still on there and it's working fine for me. So yeah.
So let me ask you a question. I mean, what do you do in a situation where you want to promote your business through blogging, and then your business grows to a point where you just don't have time to continue all this blogging, and now how do you ease your way out of it? Because you don't want to mess up your relationship. You just don't have time anymore to continue. You know, your business grew to a point, and you yourself, they're looking to you for all the answers, and you just can't do it. And if you don't continue, you're going to mess up the culture that you've developed. On the other hand, you've cornered yourself into a box of creating something that maybe you say to yourself, I never should have started this.
What's your name?
Richard.
Richard, hi.
Do you want me to repeat the question?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Richard's question is, what do you do if you've started a blog and it has gotten to a point where it's helping you grow your business, but now you're too busy to actually keep up the blog? Is that a good recap?
Yeah, but I guess it's more that how do you ease your way out of it without ruining the relationships that you've developed through that blog, and maybe that's something to consider before you get started. Like, what's the end game going to look like? And if the end game is not going to look good for you, maybe it's really not that great of a way of starting to promote your business as it might seem from the outset.
Okay. Well, I have 3 thoughts. One is you are already making a point, which is before you start a blog, you should think about, is this something that I want to give time to? One possibility as a business person is to delegate, to find somebody who loves to write. And there's tons of freelance writers who are aching for business.
And then you have lost control.
Not necessarily. Yeah.
Because then all of a sudden you're putting the advice that you would like to be giving or your insight in the hands of someone else, and then you've lost the control, and that could backfire also.
That is true. Just 1 minute. I want to get as many questions as possible. I will let you continue with that, but I think that that's a way to keep the relationship, is having someone right on your blog, maybe not your same voice as you, right, but being a part of the blog.
Just the last thing I'll say is that there are some people who literally spend hours every day blogging, and there's some people who spend minutes. And sometimes my best ideas come to me in a flash, and it takes me 5 minutes to write my blog entry, and that's it. So a blog is exactly what you make of it. There's people who are just dedicated to it, and there's people who, it's like, you're writing a grocery list. Like, this is the one idea I need to communicate to my readers today, and let it be as simple as that.
One other point I want to make about that is if you're using blogging for search engine optimization, which does happen, and I tell you very carefully to walk that line, because a blog is really about connecting, but a lot of search engine optimization specialists have you do a blog to get you higher up on a search engine. One of the things that you will find is if you do stop blogging, you may find that your rankings start to drop because you're not putting fresh content up as part of your weekly, and that will, today, tomorrow, affect where you sit on Google and Yahoo, and additionally will affect your sales. So I just want to make that point too.
Okay, so
Hi, question for you. You have a website, which
Yes.
is on your card here. So you have whatever's on there, and so you have all that. So what do you then Twitter people?
Great question. Okay, I'm so excited. I love Twitter. Twitter, if you're going to use Twitter as part of your marketing strategy, you have to think about what it is you're doing and what it is you're trying to connect for. Are you using Twitter as brand building? Are you using Twitter to find new customers? Basically, what I personally Twitter, I Twitter links to articles on like womeninbiz.com and say I just read this great article that my audience would find value in. If I find a new tool that I think that my do-it-yourselfers would enjoy, I provide them with that. Then I do things like I ask questions. Now questions are really important on Twitter because guess what a question does? It engages people. Thank you, I see it. So that's really important because if you're asking a question now, you put out the question. So one of the questions I put out on Twitter yesterday was, how many social networks are you on? And someone actually replied back to me which one she was on. She said, but the most important question is, how many do I really use? And I replied back to her and said, you're right, that was my next question. So if you're twittering about your bakery, one of the things that you want to do is, give people some ideas of how to use your products at home or different ways of doing that. Then you could actually even do things like remind them that you're getting a new shipment in. But when you're twittering, one of the things that you want to look at is on your Twitter page, there's a place for you to put your little profile. And that's only 160 characters. But that profile tells everyone that comes to your Twitter page what you're about. So if you put the type of business that you're in and father and son, then people will know not only are you going to Twitter for business, but you're also going to drip in personal information. So that's that connectivity that you talk about with blogging. Don't forget about that with Twitter. People are looking to connect with you, and the more interesting your tweets are, the more viral they become, meaning that someone will read it and go, oh, I found that really helpful, and they retweet it, meaning they push your message onto their list of followers. So that's something really important to know about Twitter.
Jennifer, you wouldn't mind just giving me that laundry list of those 7 things? I have too many or not enough.
Oh, sure. The first one is, what is your goal?
Okay.
The second one is, what plays a role in reaching your goal? The third one is, where is your customer? The fourth is, do the research. 5 is, analyze and tweak. And 6, that's my fault, I misnumbered. Get familiar with technology, so there was 6 of them. And again, just to save time, if you guys give me your card, if you can't reach me, give it to the gentleman in the back. I will send you a full recap of this in 2 days.
Okay.
can you say your tweet address again?
It'll be on my email, because thank you. I just don't want to